Good morning, third grade. Welcome to your first review of your multiple choice challenge. We're going to be looking at this first page of our packet, which starts where it says Monday, March 23rd. I want everybody's eyes on our first question, which asks, which of these questions is testable in a scientific investigation? So as I go through all these questions, I want you guys to make sure that you are making your paper look like mine. That's the way that you're going to be earning all of your points today. So the first thing that I did when I went through this question was I looked at which words I could translate. So when I see the word testable, I know, because we've learned it all of this year, that it means that it's a question that we can answer by doing an experiment. So as I went through all of my answer choices, I knew that I was looking for the one that I would have to do an investigation to find out the answer to. So my first answer choice says, are dogs better pets than cats? When I see the word better, I know that I'm asking about an opinion. Not everyone thinks that. So I know that can't be my answer. Answer choice B says, are dogs happy when they are walked? That's not something that we can test either. We wouldn't be able to answer that by doing an experiment. Answer choice C says, are cats more active at night than during the day? That's something that we could learn by doing an experiment. So I know that that's a testable question. And answer choice D, just to be sure, are cats easier to take care of than dogs? Some people might think that, but not everybody does. So we know that that's also not a testable question. Moving on to the one right underneath that, this one's a long one, so I'm going to read through it, and there are parts of the question that I want you to translate. So the question asks, students in a class noticed that the class's pet rabbit was more active on some days than others. Based on these observations, so you can see that I circled the word observations and I translated it to our little glasses, which means that it's something that we learned because of one of our 5 senses. So based on these observations, they wanted to conduct an investigation or an experiment to figure out why the rabbit was sometimes more active. Which of these would be a good testable question to investigate based on the rabbit observations? So we just worked with testable questions on our last question. So this should be pretty easy for us. So let's go through the answer choices. Answer choice A says, do rabbits want to be active all of the time? We don't know what rabbits want. We can't test that. It's not measurable. Answer choice B, is the rabbit more active when the class is noisy? That's something we can test. We can change the volume in the classroom and see if the rabbit is more active. Answer choices C and D, just to be sure, is the rabbit hungry sometimes? Sometimes is not a testable amount of time. It's not specific. It doesn't let us measure it. And answer choice D, do some students like to feed the rabbit more than others? That's something we could watch and observe, but we don't have to do an experiment to figure that out. So we know that the best answer choice is B. Make sure you're making your paper look like mine with all of the annotations. Our last question looks at this chart. So our question is asking us this. Which questions could be answered with the information in this chart? So as I go through my answer choices, I know that I'm just looking for the answer choice that I can pull directly from the information that I'm being given. So we know that our chart is telling us about types of pets and the numbers of boys and girls that own those pets. So let's go through the answer choices. How many small dogs do the students have? If we look in our chart, we see that it doesn't say anything about small dogs. So we know that that can't be our answer. Answer choice B says, do more boys or girls have a cat? That's something we can learn from our chart. Answer choice C says, what color bird is the most common? This chart doesn't say anything about color, so we know that can't be the answer. And answer choice D, which animal is the least favorite pet? We could make an inference about which animal is the least favorite based on the numbers, but that's also not something we can learn directly from our chart. Make sure that you have all the annotations that I wrote down so that you can get all of your points for today. I'm excited for our next multiple choice challenge tomorrow.